I wish I had time up here to tell you all of those funny little stories and anecdotes that we built up over the years, but I don't, so I'm going to use my time instead to recognize a bunch of people that I think deserve a shout out tonight. I'm going to start first with my family, and with that I'm going to start with my three sisters. My two older sisters, Helen and Virginia, joined the swim team when they were very young. And I, like younger siblings everywhere, really desperately wanted to do whatever it was that they were doing. And so after swimming the slowest 50-meter backstroke in like the entire history of the sport, they let me on my local swim team, and I got to join. A few years later, my younger sister, Sydney, she joined the swim team too. And I will tell you, like older siblings everywhere, I was desperate to make sure I stayed ahead of her and that she would never beat me. So she really pushed me to turn it up a notch and keep working hard. So to my three sisters who started me down this path, I wanted to say thank you to all of you. And talking about family, I have here tonight my husband, Jake. Jake did not know me as a swimmer, but we have indoctrinated him bit by bit. If you look closely, he's wearing a swimming tie tonight. Yeah. And my two teenagers, Elizabeth and Joshua, are back here as well. I will tell you, it was not until I became a swim mom myself that I realized how much our parents put into this sport and how much they really, I'll tell you, when I'm watching my children compete, it's like my heart is racing in the water right beside them. Like how much we have to give to them to really turn them into the athletes that they have become. So thinking back to all of the swim meets that my own mother went to in the 17 years that I was a competitive swimmer, getting up at the crack of dawn, driving to the swim practices and everything like that. Like I am astounded now, standing here today, on how much she must have sacrificed. So she could not be here tonight, but I think she's watching at home. And so I wanted to say thank you to my mother. I appreciate you so very much, and I love you. The second group of people I want to thank is my coaches. We heard from Kiki tonight. I will say that I was really blessed in my swimming career to always have amazing coaches. The people that step up and they encourage you and they really help you turn into the very best version of yourself that you can become. So here at Washington and Lee, I don't know how much y'all know about how swimming works, but the men's team is the women's team, at least back in the 90s. I guess I can't speak for today. They practice together, right? And the coaches kind of coach together, they're kind of under everybody's wing. So I want to make sure that I mention the men's coaches. Patron Lard was the men's coach my freshman and sophomore year, and there was Aiden also for my junior and senior year. And then I had two assistant coaches, Chris and Scott. So thank you to them for looking out for me, including me in their coaching. And then of course there was Kiki. Without a question, Kiki was the main reason that I turned into the swimmer that I became here at Washington and Lee. She is just the perfect blend of encouragement and no-nonsense coaching. She never made me feel bad about herself. I will tell you, people here from the athletic department, I can't imagine what it is like to be a college coach, right? You're saddled with this group of 18 to 22-year-old girls who get into all of the things 18 to 22-year-olds do, and they're all anxious and obsessive and nervous and overconfident and all of those things that an 18-year-old girl becomes. Kiki was able to take that group of us and really lead us and bring us together into a cohesive team. And like I said, she's the reason that I'm standing up here tonight, and so I wanted to make sure to honor her and tell her thank you for helping me learn and shine. The next group of people I want to thank is obviously my teammates. I think that should almost go without saying. Going back to my teammates from when I was an age group swimmer back in my hometown of Tennessee, and then continuing forward to here at Washington and Lee. And now when I say teammates, I do want to make sure that I include in this the men's swim team. Because like I said, the men and the women here at Washington and Lee, we practiced together, and we competed together, and we traveled together, and we really considered ourselves to be one big team. And I really felt that support from the men's team as well. So I wanted to say thank you to the guys. Y'all were never resentful when I got moved into your lane of practice. Maybe tried to take it over a few times. We include some names, just Nathan Mercado, John Reed, Jared Freibish, Colin Hayes, Rob Little, James and Ken and Matt and Mike go on and on, but all of those guys who suffered through me being put in your lanes over the years, I wanted to thank you so very much for challenging me during my training and helping me to excel. I very much appreciate it. And moving to the ladies, you heard from Laura Goodwin tonight, my freshman year roommate. We tackled college and swimming and being biology majors together, and she was with me every step of the way. Jen Mandeville, you also heard from her, she also supported me in everything, even if that meant getting me to the bus that was leaving for Florida training at 6 a.m. on the morning after my 21st birthday. So memorable, that's right. Then of course my other college roommates, they were non-swimmers, but they had to deal with the kind of constant smell of chlorine that hovers around us swimmers. We eat all the food. So one of them, Laura is here tonight, so thank you, Laura, and all of my other college roommates, sophomore year. I really appreciate y'all helping me keep my head screwed on straight. And then, of course, that brings me to Bly Walker. Y'all heard from Bly tonight as well. Bly was my sorority big sister. She really took me under my wing when I was a grade freshman year at Washington, and we all big eyes here in our little Tennessee. But she always knew how to support me and make me feel better about myself. I brought tonight here, this is my little flower. This is an example. Bly bought this for me on one of our team training trips. Yeah, I mean, Jade at one time, but this thing's old now. It doesn't anymore. But I was feeling down and blue for whatever reason. Bly got this flower at some truck stop somewhere, and I attached it to my swim bag, and it came with me for the whole rest of my swimming career up to completing NCAA championships. So, Bly, I know that you were watching out there, and I just wanted to say thank you so very much for your support and friendship both back then and now. It just meant the world to me. To my other teammates, I'm not forgetting them. They included Becca Prince, who showed me the dedication that you have to succeed at the collegiate level. And Megan Wiedemeyer, who is a fellow middle distance swimmer, who, gosh, she really pushed me and helped show me the ropes. Allison Parker, you heard from her tonight. She was a distance swimmer a couple years behind me, really pushing me to keep encouraging. And Maggie and Courtney and Greta, Taryn, Kendall, Laura, Jen, and Jim, they're really Jens. Lizelle, both Lawrence and Cooper, Rebecca Howard, Jill and Cynthia and Caitlin, and I could go on and on and on and on, but I know I'm forgetting people. I'm old, that's what happens to people. But thank you to all of my teammates. You were so very vital to my success here, and I couldn't have done it without you. Finally, and this brings me up, I'm wrapping up now, I don't know my time, sorry y'all. But the last person I really wanted to recognize tonight is not someone who had an obvious connection to me, but that is Elizabeth Miles Litzlaff. For those of you who don't know who Elizabeth is, let me give you a little bit of background. Coming into Washington LE here in the fall of 1995, I was part of the 10th class that I had with him, so just pretend. The student body composition was about 70% male, 30% female. You might have thought that we would have felt that disparity, particularly in the very male-dominated world of athletics. I will tell you that almost invariably, I personally did not. I always felt like the women's team and the men's team would be treated equitably. We all had those beautiful black and white headshots taken of us, all of us. So I never felt like we were somehow lesser. But if you want to go back 10 years in time, Elizabeth Miles was part of the very first class at Washington LE with admitted women. She was the first female who was inducted into the Washington LE Hall of Fame 10 years after her graduation. At her Hall of Fame ceremony, she talked about how challenging it was to be part of that handful, that tiny little team that would go out and win all their races and lose all their mates because they didn't have enough swimmers. And doing all of that in the context of being the first class of women in the 200-plus year history of this university. Despite those challenges, she and her teammates did really an amazing job. She was an All-American, she set a bunch of school records, they stood for 10 years. Two of those times I'll mention to you are still on the Washington LE all-time top 10 list. It has been over 30 years. In a sport like swimming, where people drop time and text suits and there's been so many developments, for her to still be on the all-time top 10 list is really, it's just amazing. So she and her teammates were real trailblazers, with every meaning of the word. So particularly this year, which marks the 50th anniversary of the passage of Title IX. I wanted to take this time to acknowledge her and her teammates for setting the stage for me and all of this with them. Rounding up and finishing up now, Elizabeth Miles, not just apart from that, she personally inspired me to succeed at the pool. I don't know if y'all have ever been, but there's this big record pool. They put up the names and the times, and we'll be in the pool doing kick sets. And I would be in the pool doing these kick sets, just staring at the wall, looking at the names and the times, and thinking, gosh, I wonder if I can ever get fast enough to break those records and take those records down. And it's a real inspiration. And I did finally, but y'all, it took me 4 years of really, really hard work to match that. And the reason I mention that is because when this Hall of Fame announcement came out for me, and it was put up on the Washington Journal's Facebook page, I saw a comment which made me smile. It was from Christine Holden. Christine was from the Washington class of 2006. And she said, you know what, I just wanted to say thank you, because I used to stare at your 203 record when I was doing kick sets in the pool. And it became my goal for my whole career, and it pushed me to really work hard. And she did get, by the way, her senior year at Induction Championship, she broke that record. So I think that is just a really perfect example of history repeating itself over and over and over again. Prior athletes serve as inspiration for us, and we in turn can serve as inspiration for those who are not us. Records are fleeting. Don't get me wrong, I was and I am now so very proud of the records that I set. But I think the real value is to inspire and motivate people who come after us. The trickle-down effect, that is our real legacy, and that is how I see my legacy. So as Christine said in her post, she said, thanks for setting the stage for us and allowing us to stand on our shoulders. And that is what all of us here, student athletes, have done at Washington Elite. We stand on each other's shoulders. As the years have passed, I think we've built this amazing human pyramid. So I wanted to say, here's to all of the generals who came before us, all the ones who are now, and all of the ones who aren't. Congratulations to all of our fellow inductees, all of the Hall of Famers who are here in person and in spirit, and congratulations to all of us